Lars von Trier is one of the founding members of the Danish film movement Dogma. He impressed the world with Zentropa and Breaking the Waves and confronted us with The Idiots. Always provocative, he's done it again with Dancer in the Dark.
The doctor, you shouldn't be working at the press at all. I mean, how dare you just... How much can you see?
I could do my job with my eyes closed. So could you.
No.
It's just because I was daydreaming.
Daydreaming? Dreaming about what?
Well, I just hear music.
Come on, I mean, Selma, music. You could also cut off your hand just like that. You have to watch out every second. Promise me you'll stay awake.
I promise I will stop daydreaming.
Oh, you repeat, but you don't even listen to me. I don't know why I bother that much.
Selma Björk has come to America from Europe. She works at the local factory by day and makes pin cards by night to save enough money for her son, Vladica Kostic, to have an eye operation to avoid genetic blindness. She rents a trailer on the property of the local cop, David Morse, who's getting deeper and deeper into debt because of his spendthrift wife. Selma gently spurns the advances of smitten Peter Stormare, but relishes the friendship of co-worker Catherine Deneuve. Von Trier uses the conventions of the classic musical and turns them on their head in this film. He uses handheld video cameras, jump cuts, and ultimately terrifying realism to convince us that what we're seeing is no fantasy and then indulges in the fantasy. His star, Björk, is plain, frumpily dressed, not winsomely charming, but she's a saint. Her musical Daydreams, which are beautifully choreographed by Vincent Pattison, unconventionally scored by Björk herself, are poignant and incredibly daring. Imagine Rodgers and Hammerstein indulging in a pas de deux with a corpse. I know Von Trier is viewed with suspicion by many people, and the announcement of his winning the Palme d'Or for this was greeted with boos. But for me, his greatness as a filmmaker lies in his daring, his willingness to risk, to push the boundaries of cinema. As for Björk, who won Best Actress in Cannes and at the European Film Awards recently, she's extraordinary, she's real, she's a heroine, a saint, a child in many ways, but never less than totally convincing and ultimately terribly, terribly moving. David?
The fascinating thing, Margaret, about Dancer in the Dark is the way it divides people. You obviously responded to it. I think it's a peculiarly repellent experience. I mean, there's nothing about this film that I like. I think the story is utterly ridiculous. I think you talk about...
All musicals have ridiculous stories.
No, that's not true at all. They don't. Some musicals have great stories. And I mean, this is clearly an anti-musical. I would say Lars von Trier doesn't like musicals. I don't think he likes women very much either, because it's a very misogynistic film.
Absolutely arrogant assumptions on your part.
No, I don't think so. I think they're there, very evident in the film, for if you care to read them. I mean, the female characters, I mean, apart from the wimpy Catherine Deneuve, but both Björk and the actress who plays the wife of the David Morse character, I mean, he treats these women so horribly in the film.
But do you think Shaw disliked Joan of Arc? Oh, well, he most probably was. A misogynist, actually.
Yeah, well, I think Lars von Trier is. But I also think he's a terribly bad filmmaker. I mean, I hate the way the film looks. I hate this video jump cut look, which is so aggravating. You talk about the choreography. The choreography is dreadful in the film.
It depends, David. I mean, it seems to me that everything that I embrace in this film repels you.
Yeah, watching this film to me was like having someone scratching a blackboard for 2 hours. I mean, I found Björk's screen persona really...
Yeah, but...
really... Oh, yeah, go on.
Well, that irritates me because I think that a lot of people want their little screen heroines in musicals to be oh so pretty and cute.
No, it's not necessarily that, but
well, he works against all those presumptions of the musical. He uses that fantasy, but then he works against it with the realism. Yeah, and I think he's done it cleverly. And I would much rather see someone do something like this than churn out another American bit of rubbish, to tell you the truth.
Well, I think this is rubbish. I think it's rubbish from start to finish, and I'm going to give it 0.
Well, I'm going to give it 5 stars. It's one of the best films of the year for me.